real quick before I start today's video, I just want to say if you guys want to show some support to me and my channel, please head over to my website projecthero.com and check out my merch. I recently dropped some new joggers, which I have right here. These are very high quality joggers. I'm also working on making some shorts. These are just a sample, but sneak peek of what's to come. And I'm also dropping hoodies real soon. These are a hoodie that I might be dropping in the future. This is a sample as well, so I'm still working on finalizing that design. Alright, I'm done plugging my merch. Let's go ahead and get to what this video really is about. So I have here, as you guys can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be installing some puddle lights. So originally I wanted to do underglow. I tried once before to do an underglow install and it didn't go as planned because I shorted the LED strips and it altogether just didn't work. This time around I thought I'd do something a little different and I feel like it'd be a fun little project. So these puddle lights I actually purchased off Amazon for really cheap. I think they were like $20–$30. I'm not sure, but if you guys are interested in installing the same kit, I will have the link in the description where you can check it out. Alright, for this install I'm going to be using fuse taps, some extra wire, heat shrink, wire splicers, some spade connectors, and then obviously the puddle light kit. Alright, so included in the box we have some sticky pads and mounting screws, and then just the puddle lights themselves. The puddle lights come with two sides, obviously, because you have two sides of the car, and it's just a positive and negative wire. First thing I'm gonna do is test and make sure these even work. Alright, let's see if this works with a drill battery that I found. Seems like they're working. Maybe try flipping them. I see a little bit of light. They work. Alright, so before I start wiring this up, I kind of want to draw out a diagram and plan out how exactly I'm going to wire these puddle lights. So let's just say these are the sides of my car, this is the front, and then this is the rear. So I'm going to have 5 puddle lights on each side, 5 puddle lights. And then each of these puddle lights have a positive and negative that I'm going to need to wire. So I do have a interior switch panel that I'm going to want to wire it to, which has 3 prongs. I'm going to be mainly tapping into a fuse box in the front of my car, and I'm going to be tapping into the dome light fuse. So the reason I am tapping into the dome fuse is because I want the puddle lights to turn on when I unlock my car. So that's a very nice feature to have. So I'm going to be tapping into the power of the dome light fuse. And then they also have a negative that I'm going to want to put together. So the grounds, I'm going to probably find somewhere in the interior. I believe there's a spot over here that I can ground it to. This is an easy way to wire it up, but since I do have that interior switch panel, I also want to wire it to that, so I have the option of having these on at the flip of the switch. So I'm gonna take the power here and run it to the accessory prong on the interior switch panel, and then since I need a constant power source, I'm gonna wire power directly from the battery to the switches. And then this ground I'm also gonna take and borrow it and wire it to that switch as well. So this is kind of I know it doesn't really make sense, but I kind of just wanted to give you guys a gist of how I'm gonna wire it up. And this is kind of just a rough draft of what I'm gonna do. Alright, so my original plan of tapping into the fuse box didn't work because the location of the fuse wasn't ideal for a fuse tap. So I ended up just tapping directly into the dome light itself, and I am testing it. So say if I were to lock my car and then unlock it, the puddle lights come on with the dome lights. This is going to be a little more tricky since I have to run the wires from inside the car versus the engine bay, but it works just the same as if I were to tap directly into the fuse box. So I got all the basic wiring done. Now I just need to wire it to my interior switches. So I have these interior switches that I wanted to wire them to, so that way I can have it on at all times. Say if I were to be doing a shoot or something, then I could just leave the puddle lights on. Okay, so I tried wiring it to my switch panel, and for some reason it didn't work. Like I said before, I am not an electrical expert, professional or whatever, and I'm just kind of doing it based off of my own knowledge. I'm not sure what the reason is, but it may be because it is already tapped into the dome, which has its own power switch source that causes it not to work with my switches, since I'm trying to have them both simultaneously work. Yeah, so I guess for now I'm just gonna have it tapped into my dome lights. So with that, it already has power, it works, it just doesn't have the switch that I wanted it to. So let's just go ahead and mount them up to the car. The total length of my side skirt is roughly 72 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take the midpoint of that length, which is 36 inches, and then mount the middle puddle light there. And then from that midpoint, I'm gonna do 12-inch increments for the rest of the puddle lights, and I think that should leave it nicely spaced and centered. Alright, so since my side skirts aren't really side skirts, I'm gonna have to drill directly into the chassis in order to mount up these puddle lights, and I don't really recommend that just because you're putting holes into your car. But since I already, cut up the car for the wide body and drilled into it, what's a few more holes? So let's just drill some more holes into the car. Alright, so I got the puddle lights on the passenger side. When I'm aired out, it's kind of hard to see the individual lights because I mounted them so far inside. So it's kind of hard to tell that they're puddle lights. But this is what happens when you don't mount them to the side skirts. Yeah, it looks okay. When I'm at drive height though, you can definitely see the puddles a lot more. Drilling into my side skirts isn't an option because these are carbon fiber and I don't want to drill into carbon fiber, so I chose to mount them here, which is a little far in, honestly, and it doesn't really show the puddle lights as much when I air out. Sheesh, that looks really good. Alright y'all, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I had a good time installing the puddle lights, although there were some hiccups, as there always is. And yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you guys are loyal subscribers, which I know many of you guys are, I thank you for that. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.